Hello, everybody. That was amazing, wasn't it, to see the president? It's a tough act to follow, in fairness, but I'll do my best. Who here loves bikes? Yeah, come on, big round of applause. Bikes, there are so many bikes out there, so many bike-related themes. It's amazing to see. I love bikes. I've loved bikes all of my life, and they can do amazing things. And I'm here today to talk to you about my big journey from going from being an engineer to being a bike designer. And I started off when I was an engineer. Yeah, sorry. There we go. And as an engineer, I got to work on some wonderful buildings in the UK. I was in Cambridge. The one on the top there is a 600-year-old building called Sawston Hall. This is meant to be a haunted building in Cambridge. It's a really spooky place to work in, but really incredible. And then there's a university building there in King's Cross. Any of you who know Platform 9 3/4 in the Harry Potter movies, that's at King's Cross Station. We got to work on that. It was absolutely amazing. But the thing is that I had this really big dream for a long time. And that was to go on a big cycle. And it was such a big cycle that I ended up cycling all the way around the world. And so myself and my lifelong friend Fergal, we starting out in our homes in Wicklow, we cycled all the way down to Spain, and then all the way, we flew across into Argentina, and then from Argentina all the way up through South America, so going through Bolivia, Peru, up to Colombia, and such a beautiful continent it is. From there across to Shanghai. And Shanghai, I just looked it up there, Shanghai has 25 million people. It's one of the largest cities in the world. That's 5 times bigger population than anywhere than the whole of Ireland. And in fact, Shanghai is so big, it took us a day and a half to cycle out of the city itself. Just colossal. You just can't understand it. From there, it was across through Central Asia, and then down, and then back through Europe, Iran, and then finally finishing back home. In total, 30,000 kilometers. On a bicycle, not this bicycle, but another bicycle. 30 countries in total, and 18 months in the saddle. And just to give you a little bit of idea of life on the road, this was up in Bolivia. This is at 5,000 meters of altitude. That's higher than anywhere in Europe, and it's still, you can see there's still mountains in the background. And Bolivia is an incredibly diverse country. It has everything from jungles to deserts to salt lakes, and a truly beautiful place. From there into China, this was actually a school that we spoke at in China. This is in a very rural location, one of the few rural locations in China. And again, China is just so vast, 5,000 kilometers across in China alone. And then into Kyrgyzstan. Does anybody know where Kyrgyzstan is? Hazard a guess? I see a hand up. Very near Pakistan, just north of Pakistan and south of Kazakhstan. It's an absolutely idyllic country. You can see in the photo there. It's just absolutely beautiful. People are they're nomadic and they live in tents, and they travel with their herds of with their flocks of sheep and goats. And you can see it's snow. I actually camped just behind after I took this photo. I camped there, and it's just a very magical place to be. And then into Iran. And Iran, unfortunately, is in the news a lot. You hear a lot about some of the stuff there, but the people there are so incredibly kind. It's an incredibly hospitable country. And we were there in December, and we constantly had a bed for the night. People would invite us into their homes, and they would have us for food, and they just wanted to come and talk and to share their stories. They're so hospitable. And then finally, 18 months later, finishing back where it all started, back at home in Wicklow. And from there, I reached a fork in the road, because I had to decide whether I wanted to keep on, I couldn't keep on cycling, couldn't keep on going forever. But then in engineering, because of the recession, there was a bit less work in engineering. I didn't want to emigrate. And so I worked in a bike shop as a mechanic while I considered what I wanted to do. And it was there that I came across the different types of children's bikes that were available. And the first is using the traditional bike. This is how I learned. Did any of you guys learning using a bike like this with the stabilizer wheels? So this is how I learned, and because you don't learn how you don't develop your balance first, when your parents, I remember when my parents took the stabilizers off my bike, and it's quite a scary time, because you're suddenly going from having the support of the wheels to not having the support, and it's wobbly, and you can crash, and it can ruin your confidence. And the other thing is that because these bikes are small, you guys grow really, really fast, and so you have to replace the bike as a child grows. But when I was working in the bike shop, I came across these things called balance bikes, and they're only relatively recent in Ireland, but they're really good because you learn you develop your balance first, and so it's a very easy transition to when you're using a pedal bike. But again, you have a limited size range, so again, you grow out of them quite quickly, which means you need to have a new bike as a child grows. So what if you could combine the two? And being an engineer, my mind began churning out ideas, and I started off with some very simple sketches of, this is very, very rudimentary, into a little bit more detail of, this is doing it in 2D, seeing how much I could make a bike grow and how it could go together. And then started putting it into 3D, and then finally doing a prototype. And this is what I ended up coming up with, and it's what I call the LittleBig bike. And so this is it here. And so it starts off as a little balance bike. So you just sit on a saddle and scooch along like this. And it's great because it teaches a child a side-to-side balance while they have their feet on the ground. Obviously, it's a bit small for me, but it would actually fit a lot of the other kids here. But what's unique about this bike is that, sorry. So the frame is actually in two parts. And so by flipping the back section of the frame, it's like a little transformer, and the entire bike grows. So this can fit, so as you make it as the blue bike in the center there, it can make it fit up to a child up to age 7. And then finally, by putting on this little attachment here, it makes it into a pedal bike. So you get 3 bikes out of 1. So this means that rather than having to buy 3 different bikes, you buy 1 bike and it just keeps on lasting. So there's less bikes going to landfill, and it's cool. It's a transformer effectively. It's great for kids with special needs. It gives you extra time to learn, which is really good. All the parts, because it's designed for children at age 2 to 7, so that's a full 5 years. And because of that, all the parts are all higher quality. So that means that everything is it's really safe and it works really well. Where to put my clicker? So in terms of the green thinking, you don't have to change bikes to change bike size. So there's fewer bikes going to landfill. A lot of the kids' bikes are only designed for maybe 1 year, so you could just think of all those bikes that are going onto landfill after they've been used. Because it's an aluminium frame, it doesn't rust, so it lasts longer. All the parts, if anything breaks, if you have any issues, you can go to a local bike shop. They can repair it for you. There's no need to go and buy new parts. You can just get them to fix it. So that means it'll keep running longer for a really, really long time. And we now actually assemble the bikes in Ireland, so that means in terms of the shipping, there's less size of things to transport. And the best thing, in my view, is that it gets kids on the bikes and really early. And it's great to see so many bike-related. I don't know if you tried the little watt bike things there, all the little, I saw one powering a blender there earlier, and so you can see all the different uses that a bike has. And for me, it allowed me to cycle around the world. It's given me a job and a business to work on. And for you guys, if you guys embrace it, and with the enthusiasm that I've seen, it can do a lot for our planet as well, and it can mean that we end up with renewable way to transport. So there we go. Yep. Thank you very much. And if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer a few questions. Nope. Any questions? No. Oh, good. Good. Hey. Oh, I see one there. How much? It's 195 for the bike. Yeah, for this, and then 45 for the pedals. That's with shipping anywhere, and yeah, sort of.
When you traveled, where was your favorite place?
The place Kyrgyzstan was my favorite country to visit. This one here was, where is it? This one here. This is actually one of my best days ever. It was starting in the mountains. I was by myself at this time, and there was just, I saw eagles flying around. There's incredible rivers to go swimming in, and it's just absolutely spectacular. My friend who I was cycling with, he came along here 2 weeks later, and I was singing this place's praises, going, "Oh, you have to come here, you have to come here." And the poor guy, it had turned into winter, and so it was like 2 feet deep in snow, and so he had to have a full balaclava, and it was difficult for him. All good. Thank you.